Thanks for vibing with
CeCe and
CeCe, where we talk about all the hot topics. What's your vibe, girl?
girl, I've been vibing on tea today, water, pretty much coconut water has been another option. So I don't even have it by me right now. I'm not even gonna go jump to get it. But what about you? What's your vibe like?
Yeah, just like you, water.
Okay.
I went to a Smoothie King just before I got home, trying to see like if I can get something there. And I looked at the calories. I was like, no, I'm not about to sit here and work out and drink my calories. So I dipped off. He was like, can
I'm
I
proud
help
of
you? I
you.
was like,
Girl, all those sugar, no, Smoothie King is just sugar. It is not gonna get you what you want. If
right.
anything, you can go to like a pressed juicery or get you a cold pressed juice or something like that if you want
Okay.
something sweet. Or even at a Starbucks, they have like this iced hibiscus tea or something
Got
with
the
no
strawberry
sugar.
side, and that's different.
No, it's like the passion love, I think, or it's hibiscus. It's a red one and there's no sugar literally in it. But it gives you like that refreshing, flavorful.
Hmm.
Girl, it's good. So
I was looking at maybe when I was driving off, I was speeding off, like, woo, you're not gonna get me Smoothie Kings. I passed Starbucks. I was
mm,
like, oh, maybe I can get a strawberry side. I said, let me just get to the house real quick.
no, that you have to check the app if you can, but I can give you some more tips later on some good drinks at Starbucks that are refreshing with low calories, low sugar. I got
Yes.
you,
Shout
friend.
out to you though. Shout out to you. I can't wait till
What?
this I can give it. I already today it's I'm crazy. Today I already put in my head my shout out post that's gonna be on Instagram when I lose like 50 pounds. I already knew my workout partners, my counselor. I already knew what I was gonna say about you. I'm not gonna say it right now because it's gonna be
Okay.
50 pounds.
Don't
But
make me excited.
thank you for just like walking me through this, coaching me, helping me because you really be on like the sidelines, like really telling me different tips and keeping me motivated. So I really do appreciate that. So
That's what friends are for, girl. I'm here for that. Accountability, elevation, transforming yourself, being the best version of yourself, girl. I'm always going to give you tips on that.
I
And you
appreciate
give me tips too. Like you'll give me some real inside scoop. Like, no, this is the best way for you to do this, like to conduct yourself. This looks like it would be better suited for your standards. And so it's kind of like meeting each other where we're at and helping us grow from that level. We've been knowing each other for so long now. So of
yes.
course, girl,
Me
everybody out
too.
there, Vibe Squad, get you a good accountability partner. Like for real. Like
Yeah.
it's nothing like it.
Yeah, it's true. Your friends can either make you or break you. So whoever's around you can either make you or break you. So yeah.
That's real. Well, we have a short episode this time around, so we're going to jump into these topics real quick. Our first topic is about diffusing negative thoughts.
Okay.
And it's been a conversation that I've been having with a few people. Actually, my mom, she's being right now she's an adjunct professor at this college and
Okay.
she's doing a class over mindfulness and affirmative thoughts, affirmations, that's the word, like giving yourself positive reinforcement. So it's a form of positive psychology essentially.
Okay.
And so how do you feel about when you think something and you know it's probably not the best? Like, you know, you have that one side that's telling you go to the gym, and the other side is like, no, I
Mm,
want to go eat potato chips.
yeah.
So, how do you work to diffuse the negative thoughts so you can reach your goal? For example, working out right now is really important.
Yeah. I try to see and try to look past it and try to see into the future and try to do my risk and like my risk analysis and just kind of
Mm,
look into like, okay, if I do what my bad thoughts are telling me, what does my future look like? And I kind of try to see into the future. And
hmm
then if I do these good things and go work out, or for instance, or go help some homeless person or whatever, what this can actually bring in my future. So that's kind of what I do on an everyday basis. And it actually kind of correlates with a test that I did, not like a real test, like a test on personality and your strengths.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm futuristic, I think it said. So I
Mm,
do things to better my future. So a lot of things that I do right now, it doesn't make sense. And I always say this here and there, but it'll make sense in the future. So
mm,
I try to look into those things and I'm making my determination. So when I left today in a rush, trying to go to the gym, I was like, oh, I should be at home studying. I got the whole house to myself. Why am I doing this? But I was like, man, in 3, 4, 6 months, I can really be feeling good. I can really be mentally fresh. I feel good and everything. So let me keep doing that, even though it may not make sense right now when I should be studying for my test on Friday. But down the line, I think it'll make sense.
Right. So it's really just for you, you're thinking about future references. Like this 30 minutes is going to help me later on. But what if it's something like immediate, like, a thought that comes into play where you're having to make a quick decision
Yeah.
and is more going to affect your present versus your future self? How
Right.
are you mindful enough to then be like, okay, this is better suited? Like, I'm going to go with this thought. And this
Yeah.
other thought, I know I don't need to go and slap this person or
Mhm.
cut this person off intentionally. Like it's random stuff. Hopefully nobody's out here slapping people like that. But girl, it's just like some of those thoughts we have to realize are not really us, essentially.
Yeah.
It's like your thought is just kind of a random occurrence. Like you can think it could be something that you saw that comes up that influences you. So then for me, like when I want to diffuse that negative thought, I'm like, this is not wholesome, this is not something that will bring a good regard or be beneficial. And even though it might feel uncomfortable for me to take the kind route or the humble route or whatever, is this really going to make a difference? Like if I give this negative thought the attention that I could give it, then I'm going to have this other trajectory.
Hmm.
It's going to go in this other direction when it
Hmm.
really doesn't even have to. Like, so looking at both sides, do you take that in consideration? Like, okay, well, if I do this, it's going to take me down this path. If I do that, it's going to take me down this path.
I do that all the time. Like you said, like he's like, man, I really could deal with you in a negative way right now. However, it's going to, like you said, it's going to bring on additional stressors in my life. It's going to bring on different stressors to my family. And
Mm-hmm.
it's going to just not make me feel good. And I'm all about making myself feel good, looking good, representing myself really good. So as
Mm-hmm.
a grown up now, these are the things that I look at. I have matured a lot. I
Mm-hmm.
can't say that this is very easy to do, but it
That's a
does
good
take
point.
experience. It does take doing those bad things in the past and seeing what it led or could have led me to be at. So I take my past experience, I even take people's experience. I say, you know what? No, let me not do this because look, this instant gratification that I would get if I do X, Y, and Z, now I'm gonna be sitting in somebody's cell for a way longer time than that instant gratification. Instant
Mm-hmm.
gratification is not always good unless it's something that's a positive instant gratification, like
Right.
working out. So,
Mhm. Drinking your water. It could be simple stuff because
right.
even those immediate thoughts are still going to impact your future thoughts. And so they're all intermixed, intertangled, all those things. So that's a good point. I hope that's helpful information for some of you out there just figuring out, like, okay, well, how do I determine, what decision, what choice? If it's something that's going to be noble, honorable, it's going to be some type of kindness behind it, intention wise, like how is it going to help exalt or uplift? But we're going to go ahead and move into this next topic. So speaking of just kind of like perspectives, choices, do you feel like we've heard before, and I'm going to say do you feel like this, but we've heard that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Do you feel like that is actually the case? Like somebody is going to be attracted to somebody else. Like somebody's always going to be come off attractive to that other person. Does that make sense? I was trying to explain it.
Yes, bring some more.
Okay, so like to me, I believe, and I was having a conversation with my friend the other day, and we were like, "Oh yeah, beauty's in the eye of the beholder." And I was like, "Yeah," and I feel like somebody's always going to be attractive to somebody else. Like I don't care who you are, somebody's going to find you attractive,
Yes.
regardless, at some point. But then he was like, "Well, I don't think that's the case. Like some people just whatever, not attractive." And I was like, "Yeah, but that's because who's beholding it?" Yeah, there could be like a generalization. Like we talked about pretty privilege before and things like that. Like there's general attraction based on some of the things that people put together. Like if you work out more, you're going to be found more attractive. Or if you wear a certain type of hairstyle or just general features can be considered generally attractive. But then my argument is, but I feel like everybody, since beauty's in the eye of the beholder, everybody's going to be found attractive at some point by somebody. But are you on team like everybody's attractive in some capacity, or no? There's people really out there that everybody will not find attractive at all.
I am with the team, the first one. Everybody is going to be seen attractive by somebody, and it's like everybody. Like some people, I'm like, oh, you like. I don't find them attractive or something,
Mm-hmm.
or I see something that this person married this person. In my eyes, and everybody's beautiful, but in my eyes, that's not my type of attraction. However, these two people have found some type of union and they're so happy together and they find each other attractive. So kudos to them. But I think everybody has their level of attraction and may not be the physical all the time. So
That's a good point.
what you think, what is your attraction that you're looking for? Is it who's attracting your heart, your soul, your spirit? Who's
Mm-hmm.
attracting your eyeballs? Or
Mm-hmm.
who's attracting your vibes. I don't your good vibes. But I think there's somebody out there for everybody, and
Mm-hmm.
somebody's going to be attracted to another person. Now, whether that person that may not be attractive doesn't get married, it may not be because of just like physical attraction. It could be other.
Right.
It can
That's
be, I
true.
don't know, they may not be mixing up with good vibes. Like, we don't know. It could be other factors because so much that can
Right.
go into that. But in terms of like being attractive, I feel like, yes, there's some components of attraction that people will see in you. Now, if it's going to be enough for them to marry you, that's up to the person who's beholding the eye.
Mm. Beholding the eye. I love it. No, I agree. I'm definitely team everybody is attractive in some way to somebody, regardless, because I feel our eyes see certain things, but then like our mindset, our heart, our mood, like you'll see other things, not necessarily that person's physical, because you may find something attractive just by beholding and how you interpret them. Like it's very interesting to me the concept of the idea of like everybody sees somebody a little bit differently than you may see them. Now
Right.
there may be some like generalizations like we mentioned, like okay, this person has on, she has braids, so I see her braids or whatever. But then
Mhm.
some people might be like, oh well, I really like those braids, or some people might be like, I really want larger box braids, or maybe it's too many, like I don't want that many. It's all these different things, like you said, and I'm only saying braids because I'm looking at you or whatever. But
And these people may not like these. You know what I'm
girl,
saying? But I liked it. You know what I'm saying? I like these. Okay. If you're not attracted to it, it's okay.
okay. And that's really the bottom line, honestly, because since I truly believe and we agree, like everybody's attractive in some way to somebody. So it might as well heighten your own attraction that you find in yourself. Like you said, you like that. You like those. That's beautiful to you. So what makes you beautiful about, you know what I'm saying? What do you find attractive about yourself? And I think that in itself makes it beautiful and people can behold it and appreciate it because you appreciate it. Now I'm like, girl, I like that bow. Yes. It gives like a little pearl. The little P. Yeah. It's subtle, it's professional, bam. Yes, it goes back into our other topics. Like, really, it's thinking about your thoughts. Like, okay, yeah, I think this person's attractive, but why? Like, what am I getting from them?
Exactly.
Shoot. So, to get into this last topic about, okay, this is what we were going to go with hustle culture in the grind. Like, okay, so we know inflation is real. At this point, we've had numerous conversations, we've evaluated different angles, and supposedly there is a either recession or a major increase like this inflation every 20 years. But I was talking to somebody the other day and they were like, it seems like it's coming up quicker. Like we really haven't recovered from 2009.
Okay.
So then I was thinking about like how everybody talks about having multiple streams of income, grinding, having again different streams of income, but also doing different gigs to get this income. Everybody's doing things a little bit differently, but making legit money.
Yeah.
So I thought about it and I was like, is this a bad thing or is this evolution? Because if you think about it, if we were, let's go back 300 years because we're going to skip a few things. We're going to go back to like our primitive state, I guess. Women were having kids, getting the berries, I'm assuming, cooking the food, hanging out with the other village people, building, cleaning. So it was always a lot of things going on, I feel. But
Right.
because we're in 2023, it looks different. But how do you feel about this hustle, grind culture, and inflation that we're dealing with as
Yeah, inflation
millennial?
is real. So I feel it. Um, I definitely feel it a lot. And in terms of having multiple streams of things, like, yes, it makes sense to have so many different things to do, but then the flip side is like with inflation being so high, to do all these businesses or side gigs that take some investing into it. So it's
Mm,
like, this new generation is built on trying to do different side hustles, but then at the same time, with inflation creeping up and just bring that umbrella with that rain on it, it's so hard to try to do that. It's like trying to it's the generation is making us try to like do so much thing, hustle, hustle, hustle. But with this inflation is following us, it's hard to do that hustle. So there's kind of like some people will not be able to hustle with those different streams of activities and just be kind of just paying the government, paying this inflation. So it's really sad
it
because
is. It
there's
really
different
is.
times when I need to make decisions on trying to do these different hustles on the side or stay afloat and try to, make sure this rain don't keep raining on me. So
Mhm.
it's hard, but if I were to say anything, I just say like you always preach, a balance. So try to invest in yourself, because if you don't invest in yourself and all these different activities, you're gonna be forever followed with this big umbrella with the rain just following you, and it's never going to stop. So if you got to be a little behind a little bit to invest in yourself, to invest in your family, to get far away from this umbrella, that's the only way that you're going to be able to get out from this inflation, because I don't know if it's ever going to go away. So you got to
Mhm.
beat it. If you can't join it, beat it. So beat it.
Mhm.
So
There we have it for real, because I didn't look at it that way, but you were so right. Like, as soon as you get a leg up, then the price of everything is going up, and then you're investing into these industries that you want to excel in and be a part of, and get some type of financial residual income from and all that. But it's like, I have to pay for toilet paper and gas and my car, the interest rates are high and all this stuff, which is just like a umbrella, like literally a dark cloud. I mean, I like the rain, but my goodness, like if it
yeah,
was just raining every day, all day heavy,
that'd be a
that would
lot.
be a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. So I agree. I mean, we have to figure out how to beat it, honestly. That's
Yeah,
the bottom line. And everybody's not going to be able to, I'm not saying invest in like the stocks or real estate, but really, honestly, everybody can't do that. So
no,
then what's the way around it? Is it getting a trade? Is it opening up an LLC? But then even as entrepreneur, that's so much money and products are expensive and everything. So it's just like something to keep in mind. I know there's always going to be jobs out there, and maybe another conversation we need to bring in is probably AI, the artificial intelligence, and
okay.
how that's going to be a factor in how we make money, how we access resources, and also employment. So, yeah, it's a lot there.
Our next meetup, and just talk about like maybe there's different trades out there or different things that people can look into doing. But it will
Mhm.
like it will be some money that you have to put in, but just look at it as an investment that will come back in the future. And
Mhm.
think about it that way and go through the process, but it will make sense in the future. So maybe next episode we'll go through different trades you can do, because like you said, AI is here, and that doesn't have to be a negative thing.
It
You can use
doesn't.
it to your
Mhm.
advantage and
Right. It really can.
need it.
And then even like with the jobs that everybody has already, because everybody has different occupations. People that watch our show, they do all type of work. Well, with that being said, sometimes it's just our spending habits have to change so
Yeah,
that then our money can be allotted. And I'm speaking for myself because I'm like, okay, I had to restructure the way I looked at my money so that then I can also make that work for me. Because it's
yeah,
like, okay, you're gonna be bringing it in, but then where is it going?
you're
What is
right.
it going to? So just being mindful of those things, making certain sacrifices, and coming up with a game plan that even if it's 6 months, you got it outlined. Okay, I'm gonna follow this. I'm gonna set a budget. Every time I go out, I'm only gonna spend $20. I have a
Exactly.
good friend of mine that really set that. Like, I'm only bringing a $20 bill, and if I can't
Mhm.
use it, I'm not buying nothing. I'm
Period.
like, wow, that's really good. That's discipline. So
Right.
there's a lot of other ways to go about getting or beating this whole inflation thing, getting around it some way. But we just have to be like, we got to be savvy, we got to be expansive, as I like to say. Think outside the box and
Yes.
figure it out.
Period. So that's there you got it. Another episode. Thank y'all again for vibing with us. We see you guys watching us each and every week. Just subscribe, comment, like. We appreciate it. We want to hear from you. Let's
Yeah.
talk about it.
Vibing out, squad. Until next time. Peace.